Hey guys, what's good? Derek from Bomb Socks here with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ, and we do it one bite at a time. So today, just finishing up the week with a story that's a little bit personal to me, and you'll see why in just a minute. But as we're studying here, one of the guys that comes up in these sections 30 to 36, and we'll certainly talk about him more in a couple weeks because he becomes a little bit more I guess, an influence in the gospel. His name is Parley Parker Pratt. Parley P. Pratt. Check out this guy. His story is so cool. Like I said, we'll talk about him, maybe the background of Parley coming up here soon. But today I just want to show you section 32 of the Doctrine and Covenants. He, along with a guy by the name of Ziba Peterson, Oliver Cowdery, and Peter Whitmer Jr. are all called upon to go out and preach the gospel to the Lamanites. And we'll talk more about that next week in detail. But Parley's mission means a lot to me. And I'll show you why right here. So this right here, so here's Parley. So Parley, he was baptized in 1830 by Oliver Cowdery. So going back further in that, I mean, Oliver Cowdery is the first member of the church, right? He's the first person baptized into the church. So you got Parley P. Pratt baptized by Oliver Cowdery. Now Parley goes out and he serves a mission. So Parley was a very successful missionary. He baptized a guy by the name of Northrop Sweet. What a cool name, right? In fact, Northrop is mentioned in section 33. He's called upon to serve a mission as well. Now, what's interesting is Northrop was baptized by Parley P. Pratt. He was called to serve in section 33 of the Doctrine and Covenants, but he never served, and he left and started his own church. So Northrop, right then, all of a sudden, boom, that line of baptism dies right there. Why don't we have a picture of Northrop Sweet? So he is out of the church as quick as he enters. You've also got Parley baptized lots of other people. Here's another one that he baptized. Some of you might recognize this guy. This is John Taylor. Okay, so John Taylor was baptized actually 6 years later by Parley P. Pratt. Now, what happened is John Taylor goes on and he serves a mission in the British Isles from 1839 to 1841. Now, John Taylor meets a guy by the name of Thomas Hall. So Thomas Hall, he was baptized in 1840 by John Taylor. Let me give you a little bit of background about Thomas Hall. Many of you, actually probably none of you, have heard of Thomas Hall, and that's okay. Let me introduce you to him. So Thomas Hall and his wife Anne were baptized by Parley P. Pratt in 1840, and what happens is they actually leave for Nauvoo in 1843 together, and along the way he found a small steamboat which belonged to Joseph Smith, and along with others collected the necessary funds to pay off that debt that Joseph owed so that many immigrants could journey to be with the saints. Joseph had a couple of steamboats to be able to help bring in some of these saints, again, as you're gathering Israel. So he arrived in Nauvoo in 1844. He was 28 years old, he and Anne. This is from his own journal. On the 12th of April, I first met the prophet Joseph at his home, being introduced by his agent, Brother Hollister. I felt as if I had known him a long time. He was so kind and courteous. God had made known to me in various ways that he was a true prophet, and I could have risked my life in defending him. What a cool testimony. He gave me some kind, fatherly counsel, which I think is interesting because Joseph was only 38 at the time. He also thanked me for fulfilling the trust that he had reposed in me in bringing the three families through safely on the voyage. In fact, this was April of 1844 that Thomas Hall met him. Joseph was martyred in June of 1844. So he only had a chance to be able to meet the prophet and be able to be with him for just a couple of months. But I like how he said, as soon as I met him, I could have risked everything to defend this man. That shows you some character of what Joseph has. In fact, look at the influence Joseph Smith had on Thomas Hall. So Thomas named his children Joseph Smith Hall, Samuel Parley Hall, Thomas John Hall, Brigham Young Hall, and William Heber Hall. A lot of boys right there, and it's kind of cool there. You see the influence that they had. Well, let me fast forward quite a few years to this beautiful couple right here. These two mean a great deal to me. These are actually, this actually is Gloria Hall. Okay, Gloria, she's the great-great-granddaughter of Thomas Hall. Okay, she was baptized 10th of August, 1942. And that good-looking man next to her is a guy by the name of Dwayne Crimmin. And yes, these are my parents. And so you can see how this coming through here from Parley P. Pratt to John Taylor to Thomas Hall. You can see why this means a great deal to me. Well, let's keep rolling. Hey, look at these two right here. So that's me. I am the great-great-great-grandson of Thomas Hall. That's my beautiful wife right there. So I was baptized September 8th of 1980, and here's our latest. Now, when I say latest, this was a few years ago, but this is our caboose right here. This is Ben. So Benjamin Crimmen, great-great-great-grandson of Thomas Hall. He was on his baptism day. This is the 7th of October of 2017. So I think you see the idea of where I'm going with this. You really can never tell the far-reaching effect of what happens when you serve as a missionary. There's Parley, who goes out, and he's like, I'm just going to do my best and serve a mission. What happens? I am here today because of Parley P. Pratt. And I think a lot of us, if you go back, and maybe many of you whose families joined the church back in the British Isles when all the 12 apostles went out and served missions, maybe many of you can have a similar lineage, if I could use that right there. This is kind of my baptism lineage. My membership of the church I can trace all the way back to Joseph Smith right there. So anyway, that's just kind of a cool little thing to show you the importance of what happens when you do choose to serve a mission and the effects that come from it. You and I never know. It's that idea of, remember the worth of souls is great in the sight of God, and if it's so be that you labor all your days, cry repentance, you bring one soul, how great will be your joy. And again, it's going to also be many souls that come with that. So anyway, just a personal message there. Thanks for letting me share that with you, but you can see how these sections mean a great deal to me because Parley was a faithful missionary, and because of that, I'm here today. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for a great week of study. We'll come back next week and continue on with the Doctrine and Covenants. Godspeed, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.